What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Mike and Ant podcast. Super Bowl Sunday is right around the corner. We got the Seahawks Patriots Part 2. I'm one of your co hosts, Inspector Ant, and with my other co host, Mob Miz, aka Mike. What's good? How you feeling for the Super Bowl?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm still mixed between Super Bowl stuff right now because the Rams ain't in it. Part of me right now wants to cheer for Cooper Cup to get his second NFL MVP in the Super Bowl. But obviously the other part wouldn't mind seeing a parade come out here to New England. So I really honestly ain't have no I got I got no money invested in this game either way as far as where my heart's at. So we'll see. I just want to see a good game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really don't care who wins. I just want to see a good game. It would be nice to see Cup get a second ring. Even though I think if Seattle wins, he's not going to be MVP. It'll probably be Najigba, Jackson Smith, Najigba, or Sam Darnold.
Yeah. I think Donald's probably the most likely, but it would be cool to see Cup get a second.
All right, so start things off. The Seattle Seahawks are 4.5 point favorites over the Patriots. Seattle, a lot of people think, and I said this when we reviewed the conference championship game, that I thought the NFC championship was the real Super Bowl, but I guess a lot of people agree, as I've heard a lot of people say the same thing, that the NFC championship was like the real Super Bowl. It didn't really matter what's going on in the AFC. The AFC this year has been the weaker conference. And then also too, people think that the Patriots are kind of fugazi because they have the weakest schedule of any Super Bowl team since the '99 Rams, as they only played one team all year with the winning record. That was the Buffalo Bills. And then the playoffs, they haven't really looked good offensively. Drake May statistically is the worst quarterback to make it to the Super Bowl since Trent Dilfer back in the day. And they played the Chargers in the first round. Chargers, they had me and Mike playing left tackle and right tackle. They couldn't block anybody. And then in the second round, CJ Stroud pissed away that game with 4 interceptions. And then in the AFC Championship game, they beat a backup. So a lot of people are using that against New England. And a lot of people are going with Seattle. Like I said, Seattle's 4.5 point favorites in this game. But what's your thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Um, well, I get why people thought that with the NFC Championship game because obviously out of the four teams, I think it was probably the two best teams. But with that being said, the best team doesn't always win, and people got to factor in matchups, things like that. I'll put it like this: I got the Patriots winning, so I don't.
Got
Well,
the
I
Patriots.
can. Yeah, I got the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. Um, I'm gonna give this a different twist though because I woke up with a gut feeling. I'm just gonna go with it like this, right? I believe Drake May has probably his best game in this year's playoffs, not this season because he's had MVP caliber games throughout the whole year, but to have his best playoff game. I'm gonna go with Christian Gonzalez picking off Sam Donald twice and scoring once and actually winning the Super Bowl MVP. I'm gonna go with a defensive player winning the MVP. Um, with that being said, I got like a 24, 20, 21-17 type of game. I don't think Seattle is gonna be able to do what they want on this team. I think that people are underappreciating and undervaluing what Vrabel's gonna do in his scheme. I don't think that he just goes into this game and let Seattle do whatever they want. I think he's going to play his matchups. I think that Gonzalez should travel this game with Smith and Jigba. I think he can affect him. And I think that if they can get to Sam Donald up front, he'll give you a couple. And I think that'd be the difference in the game. I got the Patriots leaving with the trophy.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a closer game. I got the Patriots covering, but I'm taking Seattle to win. But I think it'll be one of those like 17-14 games. The Patriots defense has been playing lights out this whole entire playoff. I do think their offense though continues to struggle. Seattle has the number one defense, and it seems like their defense is great against everybody except for the Rams. The Rams are the only team that can seem to score, put up any yards against that defense. But I think their defense will give Drake May problems. I think Drake May will continue to struggle in these playoffs. I don't see that changing. And I think one of the X factors too will be the Seahawks special teams, especially with Shaneed as a kick returner. He
Yeah,
could,
he was a good
yeah, he could
trade.
play field position in this game.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
actually
he's
honestly
actually honest.
someone
Someone
put a post
put
and
a
say
post
that
and say that
going to the Super
going to the
Bowl,
Super Bowl.
Mhm.
the Seahawks traded for Shaheed and the Rams could have, if because he would have solved all the special team problems with one trade. So, I mean, they earned it, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just knowing what the Patriots do under the big lights in these big games. And I've seen the Patriots. I mean, obviously different monster on defense, but I seen the Patriots two times as huge underdogs take the number one scoring offense in football, which was the Rams, two times. One time the greatest show, one time obviously with golf, and rip the playbook up and say, "You not doing that on us." The Patriots just in those type of games, I don't know. I think I'm just leaning more towards the experience and the coaches. Um, I think Stephon Diggs gets it done, and this is the biggest game in his life. I still can't fully put my trust behind Sam Donald. I just can't. I mean, I know he played probably the best game of his career against the Rams, but
Well, yeah, I've been saying it these whole playoffs. Like Sam Darnold led the NFL in turnovers. He's played turnover free in these playoffs, but I still feel like he's due to have one of those like one of the games where he throws like two or three picks. But I
it,
just think Seattle as a team is better than New England. I think even if Sam Darnold does turn the ball over like they have all year, I think
yeah,
they're just a good enough team where they can overcome Sam Darnold's mistakes. Like, I don't think if the Seahawks win, it's not going to be because of Sam Darnold. I think the
yeah.
way he played in the NFC Championship game, like you said, that was his best game of his career. I don't see him duplicating that.
I mean, if they get this game, Shahid'll probably be the sleeper MVP to bet money on because it means he probably took a punt return to the house and probably took a 80-yard pass to the house. But I don't know. I don't see the Patriots giving up these big plays to Sam Donald in the biggest game right now. I don't see it. I think the Patriots will have things dialed up specifically to have that man seeing ghosts. I mean, you got to
Yeah, I don't.
remember
I'm with you too. I don't see
Vrabel,
it either. I think
Vrabel,
he's going to be a low scoring game.
you gotta think Vrabel's been a New England guy for a long time, right? And I'm pretty sure he remembers that Sam Donald podium speech when he was on the Jets talking about he was seeing ghosts. You are who you are. And I think Vrabel being a defensive guy, he's gonna dial something up special from. I think that he's gonna be able to dial up something that the Rams for some reason just couldn't. I mean, so we'll see how it goes though. And I think that same could be said where Donald played great this playoffs, where he's due for a bad game, and Drake May on the other side hasn't played too great, and he's due for a good game. I mean, after playing like an MVP for 17 games for the most part, to come into the playoffs and not look like that for 4 games in a row, I don't know. I think he's due a good game.
Well, we'll see. No, at Seattle, they keep saying everybody keeps saying Seattle's the number one defense, so this is their opportunity to show it and play like it.
I also didn't buy into that either. I think that the Texans and the Broncos defense were both better than theirs. Seattle was like the team that snuck up on people late. But I'd probably put them at 3, but I'm not putting them above the Texans and
Yeah, I was
Broncos.
actually surprised when they said that though, 'cause I could have swore Houston and Denver was better all year. So I was surprised to hear that Seattle finished the season with the number one overall defense.
Honestly, I think that Texans was 1A above, I think a lot above those two teams. Then I would go probably the Broncos 1B, and that the other team's 2, 3. It's not a number one defense. And I know it's Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford doesn't put up 400 yards a game on those other two defenses. He did it to you 3 times, not once, not twice. 3 times we put up 400 yards of offense on you. We wouldn't have did that to the Texans. They're way too fast for that bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, unless unless like Seattle was able to pass them because Houston had that one bad game against the Raiders where I feel like they just didn't take them seriously. That game
Yeah.
where the Raiders beat them towards the end of the season. But yeah, I was surprised that Seattle was the number one overall defense.
I think if CJ Stroud could have gave them anything, even just take away two of those interceptions, right? And he could have just played just game manager football where he doesn't supposed to be a game manager. I think the Texans would have won the Super Bowl this year. Like that defense
Yeah,
is ready.
I was about to say they would have beaten New England even with the four turnovers. That was a close game until it was just too many turnovers. It was one too many turnovers. It's
Yeah.
like even New England, they didn't do anything offensively, but they were scoring like pick sixes and shit off of CJ Stroud.
Yeah. I mean, he was fumbling, throwing interceptions, stumbling. It's
Yeah, and the
bro.
week before he had like five turnovers. They just that Pittsburgh was so bad, Houston was able to overcome it. Plus, they
Yeah.
scored most of their points on defense in that game.
Yeah, I think Dan Orlovsky shouldn't even have took back his apology. I think he was right when he said 28 quarterbacks in the NFL would have won that game. Like
Yeah,
they saying you played like one of the top four worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and that might even be being nice.
but Troy Aikman said it best. Like Houston has to have an uncomfortable conversation about what they're gonna do with CJ Stroud because this offseason they either have to extend him or accept this to make him play on the option.
You got to do
And
the
right
fifth
now,
year
I don't think he deserves an extension, so they got to make him play out that option year.
you gotta take that fifth year option and pray that he looks more. But even at that, if he looks, say you take the fifth year option and he looks like he did his rookie year, is two good seasons enough for you to make him a top five paid quarterback? I'm not paying him.
Nah, because I know he's gonna want
Looks like he lost all his confidence.
yeah, like your best year can't be your rookie year. And I know if you want me to pay, I know he's gonna probably want like Dak Prescott money. He doesn't even deserve Dak Prescott money. I don't even
Uh,
think Dak Prescott deserves Dak Prescott money. Being the highest paid player in the NFL.
but I mean, listen, man. If you ask me to take one of those quarterbacks, I know I'm taking Dak in a landslide over
Oh yeah, over
what
CJ. Yeah.
Yeah, like CJ Stroud is like he just I don't know. He's broken. Something's wrong over there. You cannot pay him no. I mean,
Especially when he was hurt, Davis Mills looked better.
I would give him a Sam Donald contract. I mean, I guess 40
Yeah,
million a
like
year is not bad right now, but I'm not paying
it's
him at
like
the top of the market.
I think Sam Darnold's only getting like 32 million right now.
I think it averages to about 40 a year. I think it's like 4 years a buck or like
Oh yeah,
close to
uh,
200.
the incentive.
Yeah, so I mean, he may obviously got all his incentives. Whatever they wanted, that's maxed out. He brought you to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So but either way, 40 million a year, I think that might even be too much for CJ Stroud. But if he's willing to do like 5 years, 200 million, I guess you take that and throw like 130 at it guaranteed, and you take some out years after the first 2 years or something. But bro, you can't give him top of the market money.
Not at all. Not after
Mm-mm.
his not after what we've seen after his rookie year.
Yeah, if I'm Sam, on the flip side, if I'm Sam Donald and I win this game, me and the office got to talk because I ain't playing 4 years on 40 million. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
we
it
got
again. Like
yeah,
yeah, if I
it's
you give me, I don't give a flying f what we talked about. Right now, if I go to this Super Bowl, I win a Super Bowl MVP. I mean, I went through Matthew Stafford in his arguably his best year of his career. I beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. We're gonna have to rip this contract up, or I'm gonna ask for a trade. Someone else is gonna pay me. Probably the Vikings to jump on it right now. So I'm gonna need 55 if not say he's worth it, but I'm telling you right now, if I'm him, I'm ripping that contract up if I win this game.
and if I'm Seattle, I'll say you gotta prove it another year. You gotta play out the whole 3 years of that contract or
Yeah,
4 years.
and I'll be one of the first quarterbacks. I think there's been maybe one that done this before, but I'd like trade me back to Minnesota. I'm
Actually,
out.
speaking of Minnesota, what were your thoughts on what Justin Jefferson said that they would be in the Super Bowl right now if they still had Sam Darnold instead of JJ McCarthy?
Could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, they definitely would have been in the playoffs. I don't know if that the Vikings would have made the state. They're not as good as Seattle, even if you gave them Sam Donald. Like, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm buy. I'm probably selling. I don't think I'm buying that comment. I'd probably sell.
I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but I view it as like he has no confidence in JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, that's true. But I just don't know if the actual statement is true because I just don't think the Vikings have a good enough defense to get to the Vikings weren't beating the Rams. We've seen that. We've seen that already. The Vikings with Sam Donald didn't look
Yeah,
good. So
I don't
I
think
would have
about.
loved to see the Vikings instead of Seattle to go to the Super Bowl. I know it would
I
have
mean,
happened.
even though as banged up as they were, I don't even see him getting past the Niners.
So I'm gonna sell on the statement, but he's right. They if JJ don't make like a London Bridge leap in this off season, that's over because you
I mean, the biggest
wasted.
thing for him though, he's got to stay healthy. He missed his whole rookie year because of injury, which led to Sam Darnold ironically getting the opportunity and playing the way that he did last year, which is why he's in the situation he is right now. But he missed all last year, and then this year he was in and out of the lineup with different injuries. And then when he
Mhm.
did play, he looked like ass.
Well, to be fair, they wasn't blocking anything over there. They killed 3 quarterbacks in one season. I seen all of it. Wentz got killed. JJ got killed twice. I mean, they was the other guy came in and got killed. There was another guy there for like a brief half a quarter, so he got killed. It's like, first of all, JJ McCarthy needs to hit the weight room. That's for starters. I mean, he's like a Joe Burrow, and he's even more undersized and less athletic. So it's like, look it, maybe not less athletic, but you get my point. He's too skinny. Now, that's the first thing they need to do is fix the O line because that kid is never gonna survive back there. If he hits the weight room and they fix their O line, that'd be probably majority of their problems. But I would say majority of their problems fixed. But my guess would be that JJ McCarthy is gonna be another one of those guys that isn't. It's not gonna go well this year. They're probably going to end up cutting or trading. You know what I'm saying? Trading him to a team. He'll probably end up going to Harbaugh, playing backup for a season, and he might actually be good. He might be. He probably. I could see him having like a Sam Donald type thing where he looks so bad here. He goes, sits under the right coach for a little bit of time, maybe sits behind Herbert with Harbaugh, and then a couple years later, maybe it could be the Rams, it could be any other team that was high on him coming out the draft that might get a steal 6 years from now. He's only still like I think 22, 23 years old. So it's not that he can't have a good career. I'm just right now, I'm probably another thing. I'm selling that he'll ever be any good in Minnesota. I don't at this point, I'm skeptical on that.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, Minnesota should have re-signed Sam Darnold and just had JJ sit for like another couple years.
If you look at my tweets from last year, Vikings fans was picking me apart when I was saying you should pay Sam Donald because you don't got to pay JJ for 5 years. No, you can't. Yes, you can. I would have paid him for 3 years, and I would have had JJ sit for. You're definitely sitting for a year because we're trying to fight for a ring. In year two, you're going to be competing for the job. If you can seat Sam Donald, the job's yours. If you can't in year two, we'll go back to year three. If you can't plan him year three as the quarterback, you might just not have it. I might redo Donald again because he still would be young 30. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
I
they had
mean,
a situation and they effed up.
because we saw Green Bay do it with Jordan Love. Like they had Aaron Rodgers already, so they had Jordan Love, excuse me, sit for like
Huh?
3 years until they felt he was ready, and then they got rid of Rodgers and let him be the starter. But they
They
didn't
did
like
it.
push him away. They just let him sit for 3 years
Yeah,
and let him learn the game.
they did it with Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes too. They made Patrick Mahomes take the job. He sat the whole first year. The Chiefs went 11-5. I think they lost the NFC Championship game. The next year, Mahomes took his job. They traded him. So when you're in that situation, you don't rush it. You make the young buck earn that position because that's when you're gonna see what he got. But where Sam Donald got you 14 wins, for you to let him walk out the door for 40 million a year when you're not paying the other quarterback anyways, and he can't prove he can stay healthy yet, man, shame on their organization. It's just a bonehead move. Seattle capitalized. They signed
Yeah,
him for, I think, first day of free agency. That was like quick.
yeah,
Like,
'cause
what are we
they
doing?
got rid of Geno. They got rid of Geno, and they were like, Sam Donald's the upgrade.
Yeah, instantly. So I don't know. They ate money to bring in Sam Donald. Minnesota didn't even have to lose money. They just needed to give him a contract. Worse, even to make it worse, you could have tagged him and traded him. One of these teams would have gave you a second. You might have got a first round pick for him after 14 wins, but you at least would have got a second, at worst a third. You let 14 wins walk out the door.
If they kept him for this year, then this year they probably even got more for him because I'm seeing reports that like teams are hitting up the Niners trying to trade for Mac Jones because this is not a good quarterback draft. It's really just a one quarterback draft with Mendoza. So all
Yeah,
these teams that need quarterbacks, they're hitting up the Niners for Mac Jones. But just imagine what Minnesota could have got for Sam Darnold.
bro. It literally they just I don't know what the logic was there. It didn't really make much sense. It's you're not it's a perfect you had a perfect opportunity and you literally sent your team back 3 years because you had like a Super Bowl competing team. I don't think they had enough to win it if they didn't, but maybe if they had a better quarterback, they would have swung hot at the trade deadline or something. You feel me? So they
Well, they
just
they won.
bonehead.
Yeah, they won 9 games with three quarterbacks this year. So with Sam Darnold, I mean, they could have competed with Chicago for that division.
Probably back. Honestly, they bring back Sam Donald. I think it was probably I mean, going off of last season, it probably was their division to lose. Like with no quarterback, Justin Jefferson did nothing this year. I think I didn't, he did.
Yeah,
Did he
the
even get a
worst season
thousand
of his
yards?
career. Yeah, the worst season of
No,
his career.
did he get 1,000 yards this year?
No,
Yeah, I didn't think
he
so.
had
He got like
900.
600 or 900. It's quiet 900 too. I was thinking he got like 600 yards. I had him on fantasy. He was almost releasable.
Yeah, yeah. Let me pull up his stats for this year. I think he also only had like 2 touchdowns too.
Yeah. And then after you run his stats, we'll jump back on topic. I want you to give me. I'm gonna have you pick one. So I already gave you my Super Bowl MVP. I want you to just pick one. I know you was leaning towards Smith and Jigba and Donald, but you got one to pick because we gotta throw some bets in.
All right. Yeah. So Justin Jefferson, he finished with 1,048 yards. The last game of the season
Oh, he
against
got 1,000.
Green Bay. Yeah, because remember the last game of the season, Green Bay played like their practice squad. So he had 8 catches for 101, and that put him over 1,000. But he had a career low 2 touchdowns on the season.
Bro, there was games where they wasn't even looking at him. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. If I was him, I mean he probably already is, but I'm just going home and I'm telling my agent to call me once you find way to trade me. Like
If you're
at this point,
Cincinnati,
it don't matter.
if you're Cincinnati, do you trade T Higgins for Justin Jefferson and have like an LSU reunion with Burrow, Chase, and then bring Jefferson?
I mean, if that trade's available, I would do it. I don't know how the numbers would work because they just paid Higgins. That would probably end up amount to them paying Jefferson like $50 million a year after you
Well,
factor in what you.
He's the second highest paid receiver behind Jamar Chase.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Then you add in probably a 10 million a year cap hit for trading Higgins. He'd probably be making 60 million a year. So I mean I don't know. As far as players, absolutely. If you could trade Higgins for for Jefferson, have Jefferson, Chase, and Burrow. But if you're the Bengals, I don't know if you could make it work just for the fact that you still would be paying T Higgins. I would just try to give up the draft picks and have all three of them.
They can make
Load
it
up.
work. They can make it work, but they will never do it because their owner is so cheap.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's known for being one of the cheapest teams in the league.
Yeah, and that's why I don't see why he would take a cap hit and then pay Jefferson the highest contract. I don't know. It just doesn't. But if they'll give him, if I'm the Bengals and they'll give you Jefferson for a second and he wants out, I mean, I might give you a first for him. I don't know if I would add Higgins in. I would just, I'm gonna pay him to play for you. I'd rather just pay all of them. If I'm paying all of them, I'm keeping all of them.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me go back to the Super Bowl. I was gonna say Max Crosby. He made
Yeah,
some news because he wants to be traded. But he
yeah.
said he wants to go to the Patriots. I don't
Patriots.
see Tom Brady trade him to the Patriots. I think they're gonna trade him to an NFC team. But Cincinnati, they're one of the teams that should take a look at making a trade for him because that defense needs help.
Mhm. I mean, should have probably traded the other guy they have over there a long time ago. But I think that I think Crosby will get his wish, and I the reason why I say that is because the pay the Patriots. All right, Belichick's not with the Patriots no more, and Tom Brady is partial, even if it's a small percentage, owner of the Raiders. If Crosby wants to go there, I know that's one of Tom's guys. He's willing to trade him. I could see Tom doing that.
Yeah, I mean, he could, but if I'm the Raiders anyway, I don't want to see him. So I'm sending him over to the NFC.
Yeah, I just don't think that them these at least it's not your division, so I don't think they'd see him enough for it to bother them. Probably see him once in like 4 years, so who cares?
Yeah, it's not like the Raiders can be in the playoffs anytime soon.
And I also think the Raiders, yeah, they know they're in full fledged rebuild mode.
They have to. They only have like two players on their roster that's even worth keeping, and that's
Yeah,
Brock Byers and Ashton Genty. And I'm not even
I'll tell you
still
this:
not
the Patriots.
percent sold on Mendoza, even though I know he's gonna be the number one pick.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him neither, but I think if the Patriots just figuratively speaking, if they had him for this game, I think they'd be the favorite. I think that he puts that much of a swing because the a top DE with the top cornerback is is what you want to have. You want somebody that's going to be able to at least get to the quarterback fast, which causes them to make mistakes. Therefore, you got good plays in the back end that could capitalize. The Patriots pass rush is probably is it's not good. I'll just be nice. It's not good.
Yeah, they could definitely use Max Crosby.
Yeah. He's that's one of the things they should be looking at in the offseason. And one thing I'm not saying that they're bad at everything, but when it comes to getting to the quarterback, they definitely need more pieces.
Yeah, I just believe that if he gets traded to the he wants to go to the Patriots, but if the Raiders give him his wish and send him to the Patriots, I think it'll just be Tom Brady doing them a favor.
Yeah, that's and I honestly can see that happening.
All right, well, we'll see.
Who you
But to circle back to the Super Bowl, my envy if I'm leading towards Rashard Shaheed because I think if Seattle wins, it's gonna come down to a special teams play. Their special teams have flipped the momentum in both of their playoff games. The opening kickoff against San Francisco that pretty much ended the game before it even started. When he returned the kickoff
yeah,
return, and then again their special team
very
came up huge in the NFC Championship game. They almost forced one muff punt, but then they got the other one. So I think special teams might play a huge factor in this, and if it does, I could see Shaheed becoming the first special teams player to win Super Bowl MVP since what's his name with the Packers, Desmond Howard.
how that was my dog.
Yeah,
That's like one of the only Packers players I think I ever liked.
I think that's like the oldest
But I'm interested.
watching.
Do you got the gambling lines in front of you right now?
Yeah,
What are the odds for Shaheed to win the MVP in the Super Bowl? You gotta have probably like one of the best not best odds but best money bets as far as Can't be one of the top 5 guys to be at the top. Got to be plus money. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, the favorite to win MVP is actually Sam Darnold. He's
Yeah, I would
plus
say Sam Donald
115.
and probably May, right?
Yeah, Drake May second at plus 230. Jackson Smith and the Jigba is third at plus 550. Kenneth Walker is fourth at plus 850. And then excuse me, uh Marjorie Stevenson is fifth at plus 3,000.
Think I'm trying to
Then
get the
Shaheed is
right bet.
seventh at he's actually tied with sixth with Stephon Diggs at
Mm,
4,500.
see, there's some good money ones right here. But it's crazy because damn, because they're even giving you plus money for everybody's plus money. You seen that?
Yeah, everybody. But just that
Yeah,
Sam
that's
Darnold's the
crazy.
favorites. And you
Yeah, I
look at
the I,
the betting odds, all the money's on Seattle because most of the favorites are all Seahawks.
yo, look, I give you these. These are easy, not easy bets, but these are good bets. Like $10 on Rashid Shaheed, excuse me, will win you $310. Mines will throw these bets in, boy.
Yeah.
$10 on Shaheed. Yo, $10 on Cooper Cup. Obviously, that's a dot in the air, but that should have win you $800. $10
Cooper
on
Cup has the same odds
where's
as
my boy?
Marcus Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah. So he has little bit. mm, He has Drew Lock almost has the same odds to win as Cooper Cup.
Backup quarterback.
That's actually pretty funny.
That's crazy. If Seattle
Yeah, but
wins,
that's
if Seattle wins, Sam Darnold and Drew Lock will have Super Bowl rings before Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow.
see. Look at this is the bet I'm taking. I'm gonna put the $10 bet on Gonzalez. That's $10 doing 1,000. I'm probably gonna put $10 on probably Gonzalez, $10 on Shaheed, and I might throw a dot at Cooper Cup.
I
One of
didn't even
those hit,
know.
I'll be up a little bit.
I didn't even know Cam Akers was even on Seattle. He's plus 70,000. Won Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, jeez. God damn. Crazy thing is odds probably aren't as bad as that sound because just he's probably one injury away from going in the game.
Yeah, if Kenneth Walker gets hurt, I'm pretty sure he's playing.
Yep. Might be a little sneaker. Throw a dollar on that. Win a couple hundred on a dollar. Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't even
Let's
know
see what
Cam
you can
Akers was still in the
throw.
league. I didn't, let alone playing for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I didn't know he played for them either. Yo, bro, look at this. $1 on him will win you 800.
Damn.
Yeah, might as well just place the bet. Place the bet for $1.
He might not even
It is
stay in
what
the
it
game.
is. It doesn't matter. It costs you $1. It's just a dot. It's a dot in the air. That's it. Hopefully you get lucky. But with that being said, we can dive off. You wanna let them know where to find us?
Yeah, well, I don't think I get my pick, but I'm taking Seattle to win.
Oh, you
But I think New England
you
will
get you
cover
gave
the
your
four
pick.
and a half.
Yeah, you gave your pick. You
Uh,
got Seattle winning pass covering.
yeah,
I know we detoured. We went all the way down the railroad tracks, came back. We're back here at the Super Bowl. We on the bridge. You know what I'm saying? I got the Pats winning the game, so the spread is irrelevant. You got the Seahawks winning the game, but the Pats covering the spread. I also got the under. I don't think this game goes over. I think the over under is like 40 something. I don't
yeah.
even
The
think this
over
game
under
goes over
is
42.
45 and a half, and I'm with you. I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
I don't see this being a high scoring game. I think it's like I said, 17-14 type of game.
Yeah, I don't. I even at the highest I see this is 24-20, and I obviously 44 is less than 45, so I don't see it making
Still
it there.
take the under.
Yep.
But yeah, you can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spreaker. And make sure you like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yes, sir. And don't forget to use the QR code. Head on over to the sponsor, W Energy. Get your favorite flavor. Wake up, get your cup going so that way you can start your morning right. Make sure to use the code Mob Squad 508. That gives you 10% off all your purchases. Oh, yeah.
We out. Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody.